Yeah, yeah, I'm down here too.
Yo, what's good, fam? This is your host, Coop, back again. What's going on? I hope everybody doing alright out there. Today, we got the part two of me and my man, Tom D. Tom D, tell the people what's up, bro.
Oh man, same thing, man. Everybody, man, everybody doing.
Hey,
Trying to stay
man.
alive, trying to get home.
Absolutely. Hopefully everybody doing fine, everybody doing alright out there, you know. So today me and Tom D gonna do a part two to our previous interview. Discussing a lot of the issues that's going on down there in James T. Vaughn. So last time we discussed a lot of issues in regards to bills being passed, men not being able to come home on these bills and whatnot. Even, other issues like, the sale agreements and, the medical issues that they're having down there. It's a lot of issues going on in the prison. So Tom D just willing to shed some light on some of those issues. But Tom D, what's going on with you, little brother? Talk to me.
Oh man, shit, the latest that's going on down here, typical things. Where we probably left off at, I think we was talking about like programming and shit like that. Now, they don't have no programming, but they do have like these sort of package type programming. So the people that they got, well, I'm not hearing them move. They handle their business. That's Miss Dana and Miss Andrea. They run pretty much all the little, 3 or 4 groups that they got. They just rotate between them two. But as far as the compound, I think they just got victim impact, and that's it. Nothing else is out there. Like I said, they got these drug programs, these newly drug programs, but they're not using them because they're not allowing people to get in there that need to that want to get in there, that need to get in there. Like I said, you got to have this time frame and all this shit to get into the program. But majority of people that's in the program now is either gaming the system or something like that. That'd be my whole beef with the situation. So where they say they put people in there with this kind of time, but it's just like a rotation of the same people over and over again. Like before, like when I was talking about the jobs and shit like that, you'll have somebody go to the shoe that was working on the maintenance job, do 4 or 5 months of the shoe, come back and get the job back. Nobody else had got opportunities to even explore to see if that was a trade that they wanted or something they could have worked towards. But always had this crazy buddy system around here when it comes to the law and all that kind of shit.
Oh, so it's like a buddy system, like.
Well, that's that.
So it's like a buddy system, it's like a who you know type of situation. Like if you know certain people, then you get your job right back and stuff like that.
Yeah, without a doubt, and it doesn't give nobody else a chance to even, like I said, to explore that option, to gain that skill, because it's like a redundant of the same cast of characters that stay in these kind of positions. You know what I mean? Like,
well, you always got that. You always got that where, like, some people is just Joe with the police, or some people is just like, rather giving up information, telling all other people and stuff like that. It's always people that got like certain type of, that type of pull with certain officers and stuff like that. And sometimes it make you wonder, like, what are these cats doing to even get this type of play?
Oh yeah, without a doubt, because I'm like, in situations like that, I done seen crooks of the crooks. I'm like, hold on, okay, no different than what I be having going on sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like, but like you said, it's what you're doing, who you know, and that kind of shit. But I also wanted to touch on, there was something else I didn't get to touch on about this grievance procedure down this joint. When you go to file a grievance down here, you basically write an agreement to somebody that works for the person that you're writing the grievance on. So if I go to write a grievance, sometimes that other guard will go tell the other guard, like, yeah, Torrance just wrote a grievance. So it's like I said, it's a buddy system with everything. So I wrote a grievance one time, and the dude that I wrote the grievance on told me that he is going to come to him to investigate. So I said, how the hell are you going to investigate this stuff? Lo and behold, I wrote that grievance, and the way he said it was going to play out, it played out just like that. I wrote a grievance on him. They sent it to him to investigate himself. That lets you know everything you need to know about this system, how corrupt it is.
Oh, so you telling me?
You know what I mean? One example.
So you telling me like, so if you're an officer and you do something that I think is a grievable issue, you telling me that if I filed a grievance on that officer to get it investigated or whatever the case may be, that the officer is running back and telling the officers that such and such wrote a grievance on them. What's happening in a lot of those cases?
Yeah, without a doubt.
A lot of times when you file a grievance, what's the results anyway? What do they say?
Either, it's always going to come back non-grievable or some shit like that, but then it's always going to have some retaliatory type of thing that go along with it because they already got the one-up that you filed the grievance before the grievance even hit. Whoever you filed the grievance on already know. That's the same way with that PREA shit they got around here. I done seen it to where somebody might go to call PREA on an officer, and the whole time the PREA people is calling the officer, letting them know, like, yo, such and such, they filed a PREA on you. That shit's supposed to be confidential. That's why I say you always lose in here. You're never going to win.
So to the people that don't know what PREA is the Prison Rape Elimination Act. So what happens in the jails is people will report issues like that something is going on with the officer, and what Tom is saying is basically like the officers are being alerted and notified when this filing is taking place, and then a lot of the offenders that are down there, a lot of people who are incarcerated are facing retaliation from the officers. That's what he's saying.
Yeah. So damn if you do, damn if you don't. You can't get nobody investigated around this joint because you don't know who's for who. So you go to talk to somebody, and next thing you know, you're getting ran down on. You know what I mean? So you're in a lose-lose situation when it comes to that shit.
So what's some of the things that you see happen when the police do retaliate against people who file grievances or officers file complaints and stuff like that? What's some of the things you see?
You know, you got to deal with this. You got to deal with the excessive shakedowns and the excessive get naked. You know what I mean? The provoking and the crazy language that they use sometimes to try to provoke you to say something or do something out of the ordinary that's going to jackpot yourself.
Right. So you saying a lot of times their retaliation. So you saying a lot of time their retaliation is strip searches and basically targeting you, trying to do anything to get you upset or provoke you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you're gonna get targeted, and then if you're on a compound, they're gonna threaten you with coming back to the moor to shoot. You know what I'm saying?
So, what can you do? What can you do if you are getting targeted? Is there anybody you can speak to when that happens?
Nah, the only thing I can think of is you see folks on the outside, and they calling somebody down there down Dover on McKee Road saying something because, like I said, anything in-house in here, they gonna protect their own. So you're gonna lose. So
a lot of y'all don't even have a voice. So y'all don't even have a voice down there.
No, you don't.
Wow.
Nah, not at all. Not at all. You're gonna lose.
So that's sad because, I mean, at that point, basically the officers can just do whatever they want to y'all.
Pretty much, that's pretty much what's going on. Like I said, there's no checks and balances. And like I said, on that other shift, on the 4 to 12, like I said, they got a Soundboy network to where from the top to the bottom, they protect each other. You know, so it's to the point now to where they disrespectful to the other guards. They can't even do nothing about it. That's where it become hilarious. That, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like they really got some racist stuff going on around here, and it ain't even hidden. That shit like out in the open.
So what's some of the things you seen, like, you know, like you call them the Proud Boys? What's some of the things you seen them do to the other girls down there since you've been down there?
Oh man, shit! Like I said, they don't got no filter when it comes to the disrespectful part. Like I seen a black CEO have an issue with Lieutenant Payton before, he go to tell his tell the captain. The captain tells him and verbatim, what the fuck do you want me to do? He says, what you mean what I want you to do? You my captain. He says, man, shit. Man, leave them bulls alone, stay out of their way. That was the advice that he gave his guard. Know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Yeah, that was the advice that he gave to his guard.
So he told the black guard, stay out of his way. What you want me to do about it?
What you want me to do about it? Stay out of his way. That's what I'm saying. So if they ain't helping their own comrade, what the fuck you think they gonna do for me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how they got it, bro, but they got it to where now it's 4-12, man. They got it's drawn in the chokehold. There's nothing they can do wrong. Because they, like I said, they in every position, from the shift commander to the lieutenant of the building, to the sergeant of the building, to the IA, to the dog people. They in every power position that they have in this prison, they're in it. And there's no accountability that comes along with what go on.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
And that just make it feel like, like kind of defeated. Like, if you telling me these people can do whatever they want to you, and there's nobody that's over them that can oversee or correct them when they wrong, I mean, that's just crazy though.
Because when you write the people they tell you to write, the first thing they say is, oh man, it's bigger than my paycheck. All right, so who paycheck doesn't stop that? Because that's what, when they tell you to follow this chain of command, everybody you go to, man, that's bigger than my paycheck. It's always bigger than somebody's paycheck. I don't know who paycheck it is.
Right. So to the listeners, right now, I want y'all to really understand what he's saying right now, and really try to understand the reality of that. So not only are you incarcerated and you locked up and you're doing time for whatever you're doing time for, now you also have these people provoking you. If you see something that they're doing wrong, say they come in your room and they mess up your pictures, or they destroy your commissary. So basically what he's saying is there's nobody that you can even reach out to get that
no help
corrected. There's no accountability. That's the word I'm looking for. There's no accountability for the disrespect or the violation of your property, of your rights as a human being, your human decency. There's no accountability for the people that's violating that. And the guards that do violate that, that's sad. That they are actually, that's sad. You out here, you go to work every day, and you go inside of a prison, and you abusing your rights as an officer to beat on some people that don't got no defense. They can't even help themselves. So we definitely need to do it need to be somebody that even check on the jails, the status of these people that's working inside of the institution sometimes be crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Look what happened last time when Spado and Junebug, when they was over there, and these boys doing a whole bunch of positive stuff in their building, and they know they was doing positive shit. So then when they get to complaining about the air one time, I don't know if you remember this, they got to complain about, they didn't have no air over W and shit. So they got their peoples on one out there calling people. So a senator or somebody ended up coming down there and was like, oh, this shit is real. You know what I mean? Like, these boys ain't just chatting. So then I think the governor ended up popping up down this joint. So they end up putting these makeshift air conditioners over there while they start putting the air in over W. But this is what they did. Junebug and Spado Peoples was the one leading the charge out there on the street. So I was on my way to court. So these jokers stayed now. They mind you, they in the privilege building. They over W. That's the privilege building.
Right.
They both work. They called Spado to the receiving room, told him to pick up some wax for his building. The whole time they sitting up there, the blitzing, the handcuffs on, they sitting down in Georgetown, sent Junebug up Gander Hill. So So somebody said something in the newspaper about it. Was that retaliatory? They said, nah, it wasn't retaliatory. How wasn't that retaliatory to where both these bulls work and then the privilege building, and all of a sudden you just up and move them out of nowhere?
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what happens anytime you start exposing this place. First thing they try to do is ship you out of here. In my case, don't be surprised if they send me out of state somewhere again. You know what I mean?
Wow, all because you're exposing what's going on down there. All because you're exposing what's going on down there.
Situation. Yeah.
Yeah, that's sad. That's sad that they do it.
All because you told the truth.
Yeah, all because you tell them
exactly. You can't even tell the truth.
Yeah, you tell them what's going on down there, and they don't like it. Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't know that
because you tell the truth.
I didn't know that they moved Junebug and them to a different facility. I thought they were still down there.
Yeah, nah, man. As soon as that happened and they found out that it was their people that was making the phone calls and all that shit, man, they sent. I'm telling you, they told Spader to go pick up some wax from the receiving room, and they sitting there waiting on the bull with handcuffs, sitting down Georgetown.
Yeah. So also to my listeners, there was a time, man, for years. I'm talking about well over. They had AC for how long, bro?
Man, they just now got eight, man.
They just now.
Shit been built.
So what year? Like 2024, 2023, they just got ACs?
Nah, they just got AC last year on this joint. It just happened last year.
So 2025. So you telling me since that joint was built? AC. So you telling me since that joint was built?
At E building.
So you telling me since that joint was built all the way up to 2025? I know when I was down there, for my listeners, that it would be summertime, man, and them buildings would be so hot inside of the buildings that the walls would be sweating. It's like it would be so hot, man. I'm talking about there's laws out here in the world. Let's put this in perspective real quick, though. There's laws out here in the world where you can't even have a dog inside of a hot car. Or it's illegal.
Yeah.
It's against the dog's rights. Yeah, I mean, it's against the dog's rights to have a dog in a building that's hot or in a car that's hot. You can't have a kid inside that condition. They had grown men locked inside of a brick building, 90-degree weather, on a daily basis, every day, inside of James T. Vaughn. Just recently, last year, 2 men made claims about it. Their family reached out to people, and they're just now they just now installed air conditioning in those buildings. I know that. I remember Tom D. I remember I was out there right before I left down there. The one old lady, he died outside from a heat stroke.
Oh yeah.
I can't.
I'm talking about Boo.
I'm talking about
Boo Collins.
Boo Collins. Boo Collins died from the heat.
Yeah.
He was one of the many people that fell out and passed out in the heat because it's just so hot. It got so bad that the buildings that actually did have AC was ironically the buildings that you would have to get in trouble to go to. So the shoe in the middle, Supermax. That's basically the Supermax, 23-in-1. You in the cell 23 hours a day. Those are ironically the only buildings that when I was down there, which probably was a long, it's probably been like that for years even before I got there. Those was the only buildings that I knew that actually had air conditioning. So the conditions, like I said, they're making changes now, but some of the things that these men are going through, man, it just shows like the non-care attitude toward the offenders down there. It's not something that we making up. This is real. This is reality. Something as simple as an air conditioner. Like you don't even want your dog. You don't even want your dog living in a certain type of heat. But you got men down there that was dying for air. So take that into perspective and really think about that. I wanted to ask you also, because I know your wife was telling me something about the visits. So what's been going on with the visits?
Oh man, I'm telling you, they got this boy Verma down this joint on Tuesdays through Saturdays. I'm telling you, go down there to a visit, man. You just think you was visiting your mom and your sister. You hear me? I'm saying we grown men. We don't want you to touch your lady below the waist. They don't want you to take the pictures where she turned around, backed up into you, or none of that kind of stuff. Or, listen, you got bulls that have sexual misconduct right up because they touched their girl's butt. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, this shit that got crazy down there.
So you can't even hold or caress your woman at a visit?
Oh, no, sir. Nah, that ain't happening.
Well, what about
brief kiss?
Well, what about? Did they make any policy changes toward like when your kids are there? Like,
nah, I'm saying they tore that wall. They ain't got that wall shit no more. But it still ain't no same. It's still the same rules apply. Like you ain't holding hands even though you at a table, and the kids not sitting on your side of the bench, even though it's like a bench joint. You know, it's still, you know what I mean? It's better in a sense because the wall not there, but you still ain't holding or nothing like that.
So you can't even sit at a table and hold your girl's hand or your wife's hand?
Nah.
At a visit?
Nah.
Wow.
No, sir.
Wow. So what's the reason?
We still living in the Stone Age down here.
What's the reason for not?
Know that.
What's the reason that administration says y'all can't hold your girl's hand at a table?
You never get no reply back when you ask. I done asked. I never got a response back. Like I said, we living in the Fred Flintstone era. This shit's Stone Age. You know, Smyrna, we still ain't got cable or nothing. You know, I think Gander Hill and Georgetown got cable, Hulu, Netflix or something. We still on the antenna down this joint. So yeah, ain't nothing right around here. Everything old.
And do you think that's from a lack of care from administration?
It comes from that. Because like I said, they get money for all the wrong shit, or to make shit up, or we need more money for these different kind of devices. And like after that situation happened, they really was able to buy a whole bunch of goofy toys that they don't even use. Like the shoe is designed for the worst of the worst. You don't have 10 people in this prison that's the worst of the worst. You know what I'm saying? That's what the shoe is for. They just house the people in the shoe. Ain't no worst of the worst here. You know what I'm saying? You got people back there for, Mike told the police, man, fuck you. And you in the shoe. That ain't nobody the worst of the worst. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of money being wasted on that shit.
Taxpayer dollars.
That's it. That's a numbers game.
Yeah.
That's a numbers game.
It's a lot of.
Ain't no worse than the worst here. For to have no shoe.
It's a lot of.
You have 1 minute remaining.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff like that going on, man. But anytime, D, man, I'm grateful. Thank you for the interview, man. I'm thank you for calling in and reaching out, man, and letting us know some of the issues, man.
Yeah.
Say, you got anybody you want to shout out before the interview is over?
Oh man, I'm here, man. I shot them all out last round.
Yeah,
everybody
man.
knows who. You know.
I know you wanted to give your wife a special shout out.
Oh yeah, you gotta give the lady a shout out, Daynell. You know what I mean? She been holding it down.
She been holding it down, man.
You got to get a joint about them women friends that why they come down this road and shit like that. Ask them the question.
Absolutely. We looking forward to doing that too. That's something we gonna definitely get into. All time, D, man, you hold your head up, bro, man. Thank you for tapping in, man. This is the voice of the yard. You already know. Tell the guys hit me, man. It's going down.
You better know it.
You feel me? All right, bro. We love you, bro.
Thank you for using TTL.
Yeah, man. What's good, y'all? That was my man, Tom D, tapping in, giving us a quick update on some more issues that's affecting him down there. I didn't even know Well, I knew when I was down there, they was very strict on visits and things like that. But if you tear the wall down and, you know, your girl or your wife or whoever you deal with is coming to see you, why not let them hold hands? I mean, just something like, it's the small things like that that's kind of like, you know, dehumanizing. Like, you got somebody who girls coming to see them, and yet he can't hold his woman's hand or his significant other's hand at a visit. Man's already incarcerated. So it's a lot of issues like that going on down there. Even with the air conditioning, they had men baking for years. It's a bad joint, for real. But thank y'all for tuning in. This is the Voice of the Yard. You know, we gonna expose all that type of stuff. I got a lot more people waiting to get on. So we looking forward to some great interviews with some good guys, man. Some thorough boys.
I can't really try to explain what I'm feeling. I can say that I ain't felt this way in a minute. Deep in that soil, I'm with the gang who was chilling. One of our brothers who felt that pain, we was tripping. We took them losses, now air clip extended. Them bodies falling, we drill like a lieutenant. Them diamonds flawless, forever see us winning. Hell yeah, I'm ballin', it's only the beginning. Made like 20 million on the beat. Now I'm out in Egypt, camel riding, chillin' on the beach. Always watching mirrors, can't stop gripping on this heat. Know this world cold like it's December every week. In the hood, betting on myself like this my last chance. Glock 23 like Mike and this his last dance. Put a bag on his head and they gon' cash in. Switch on